Today, we're talking about the brand new SP version of March 7th in Honkai Star Rail. And yeah, if you were expecting her official drip marketing reveal today, you're not alone. Originally, both her and Dan Heng's new forms were expected to be revealed today as part of the usual version 3.6 marketing rollout. But for some reason, whether it's internal scheduling or just a change in Hoyoverse's plans, the drip marketing didn't drop. According to reliable sources, it's now been delayed to around August 3rd or 4th. So no worries, we just have to be a bit more patient. In the meantime, we already have some solid leaked info about March's new form, and it's looking wild. This isn't just a costume swap or slight rework. She's practically a whole new character, with a fresh element, a new path, and a completely different playstyle. People are calling her one of the most technical and expressive characters we've seen in a while, and today, we're breaking down why that is and whether she might be worth pulling for once she drops. Save up to 25% on the current banners at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description. So let's break it all down. Her leaked kit, the synergy she's designed around, how she fits into version 3.6's patch structure, and where the community stands on whether she's worth pulling or just bait for someone else. Now first, if you've been following the Amphoresis silhouettes from earlier teasers, you might have spotted her. She's the easiest to identify out of that whole lineup. March's hair, posture, it was almost too obvious. But what wasn't obvious was just how far she was about to diverge from her original self. Because this time, she's leaving behind the path of preservation and jumping headfirst into remembrance. And yeah, she's still ice, but she's not about defense anymore. She's here to deal damage, summon spirits, and apparently do it all with glowing red eyes. No joke, leaks describe her design as completely different. We're talking a darker, colder version of March. Think gothic undertones, mystical flair, and a serious attitude. That playful optimism from the original March? It's been replaced with a focus that fits perfectly into the Month of Evernight title. And honestly, if this is where her story's heading, I'm all in. She's evolving, not just visually, but functionally. Now let's talk about her gameplay, because this is where things start to get really spicy. March SP is a Remembrance DPS. Her whole thing revolves around summoning a memo sprite. We've seen the name Medusa pop up in leaks, and that summon is central to her kit. Here's how it works based on the most consistent leak info. She activates her skill by sacrificing her own HP, which then summons a memo sprite that instantly attacks two enemies, and then, poof, the sprite vanishes. Immediately after, March's HP is fully restored. That means you're trading a quick bit of health for instant damage output and looping back to full, no healer needed. It's a really cool self-sustaining loop. And yes, this is the first summon in the game, at least so far, that does instant dual target damage. It's not some passive follow-up or background pet. It jumps in, strikes two targets, and disappears. That makes her playstyle very bursty and very fast. And this also means she'll probably perform better in shortwave content or against enemy pairs where she can get consistent value from that double hit. But here's where things get even more interesting. Her damage scales with the number of allies and other summons on the field. So we're not just talking about personal damage scaling. She rewards you for stacking bodies, actual units, or extra memo sprites, which makes her potentially amazing in summon-heavy teams. Think combos with characters like Hysolins or whoever else can generate on-field entities. Now obviously, this scaling mechanic raises a lot of questions. Like, who can even keep up with that kind of team structure? Who's going to make this kit actually click? And the answer that keeps coming up, again and again in leaks and community theory crafting, is Cyrene. If you haven't heard much about Cyrene yet, she's rumored to drop in version 3.7, and let me tell you, Her kit reads like it was built in a lab specifically to power up March SP. We're talking attack buffs, speed boosts, energy regeneration, defense reduction, and resistance penetration. Everything that helps March loop faster and hit harder. And not just that, Cyrene also interacts with summons and provides even more sprite synergy. It's not officially confirmed, but let's be real. The design here screams, pull Cyrene if you want March to be good. And yeah, that brings us to the elephant in the room. The whole, is she bait? Debate? Some in the community think March SP is just a flashy setup meant to make people burn pulls and then realize she needs Cyrene to reach her full potential. And honestly, that's not entirely wrong. Because based on the current leaks, without Cyrene or a full summon-friendly team, March SP might feel kind of mid. Her summon disappears immediately after attacking. Her damage spikes are fast, but they're not persistent. And unless you're constantly supporting her with buffs and extra bodies on the field, her scaling could fall short. Another big concern is the planar ornament she seems tied to, one that scales with the number of Remembrance Path allies or summons you have. And from the way it's worded in leaks, it looks like you'll need every single team slot, including support and flex, to contribute to that condition. So if you're not building a full Remembrance comp or fielding characters who can spawn memo sprites, you're just not getting max value. That's a pretty steep team-building tax. Now, as for her banner status, a lot of people assumed she might be the free 5-star character coming in 3.6, especially since Hoyoverse said another free limited unit is dropping this year. But right now, everything is pointing to Dan Heng SP being the free one, and March SP being a standard limited banner unit. That tracks with her complexity and her synergy dependence. She's not meant to be a universal pickup. She's niche, she's stylish, and she's clearly made for players who are already invested in Remembrance as a whole. So, what does this all mean? If you love the idea of a dark, self-sustaining summon DPS who thrives in high-speed, multi-entity teams, March 7th SP might be the exact kind of unit you've been waiting for. But if you're looking for a plug-and-play powerhouse or a unit that can carry without deep team synergy, she might not be it, at least not without Cyrene. Anyway, I'm really curious what you guys think. Are you saving up for March SP? Do you think this is just another bait cycle? Or are you fully on board the Remembrance train and ready to go all in on sprite-based comps? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your takes. And of course, if you found this video helpful, or just want to stay in the loop for more updates like this, especially as more of March's kit or Cyrene's numbers get leaked, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Save up to 25% on the current banners at lootbar.gg. All you need is your UID and server. The link is in the description.